and today we're gonna be doing a Tyrael review. This video is gonna be a recording in a sense of how to tank in Hero of the Storm, and we're gonna be looking at Tyrael. And Tyrael, let's do this. All right, so Tyrael is a mobility, it's a mobile character, and he's pretty fast in attacks, and he's the most mobile of all tanks in the game. Um, let's see who else. Marganis is mobile. ETC is mobile. Anub is mobile, and I think that's it. Like on their own, like the characters that really like can move fast on their own or like travel long distances on their own without like needing something to channel at something. Those are the characters that I call mobile characters. Alright, so Tyrael is very mobile, and he has two ultimates, as all characters do. One is Judgment, and one is Sanctification. If you play in Tyrael as a bruiser, you can play him with Judgment, but Tyrael is a tank, and his difficulty, it says medium, but his difficulty is actually elite or hard or whatever, because he's not easy to play, and that's why a lot of people play him as a bruiser instead, because you can make a lot of mistakes and you don't have to worry because you are playing as an off tank, and there's another tank to cover up for your errors. But those who are playing tank as a bruiser can actually learn from this god video that I'm making right now, this live stream, and they can learn how to play Tyrael as a tank, because he's actually a tank, he's not a bruiser. All right, so there are skins for Tyrael. My favorite skin for Tyrael, where is it? Yeah, I think this. Wait, hold up. What? Where is my favorite? Actually, wait. This this was my favorite Tyrael. I used to play him very aggressively. As you can see from the skin, it's all red. I used to go like super aggro back in the days when I used to play Tyrael. And my way of thinking was that I will get in there and I will kill something and I will get out. And my teammates can just follow up because I'll be doing so much work, jumping in and out of the fight, that my enemies will just become like confused because I'm just doing so much work into them. All right. Anyways, we're gonna uh we're gonna start a video now, and we're gonna watch how to tank with Tyrael. And in order rank, it says silver here, but most of these guys are like uh 3,000 account level. Like most of these players in these elos are like players that been here for like 7 years. And again, Hero of the Storm, they had to put it on in maintenance mode because of some stuff, like basically matchmaking systems, skill level, and the type of characters that player play, right? That's something you cannot balance. Like you can have like this guy be like the gold or grandmaster player or whatever on a tank, and you can have like your DPS is like bronze 5, and then you are going against like a master tank and a silver 1 Guden, but his account says he's bronze 5 as well. So what I mean is like the rank that you see on the characters on the account is actually not the person's skill level, and the type of character the person is playing kind of limits the person as well, right? So this is why most people want to play DPS doing draft and stuff. Everybody want to play DPS because they know that with DPS they actually stand a chance to make an impact in a match, right? So in order rankings and stuff, right now it's just to learn how to tank. That's all this video is about. All right, so this match starts off. We have I'm on Tyrael. We have two angels here, or archangels, whatever you call it. Imperial is from Diablo as well, and we have Asmodan for pushing. He's a pretty much almost like a global character. It's not like he can travel far distance or whatever, but he had like influence on like places that he can't be himself. He still has influence there, so I would say he's a global character as well. We have Rhaegar. Rhaegar been nerfed, but people still play him just because of his ultimate. His ultimate is like Karazim ultimate. Um, it's like Karazim ultimate at 10 and 20 combined, because his ultimate is really heal. It heals a lot. I think Karazim and Rhaegar are like the same type of ults. In a sense, Karazim is a lot better for tanking. I mean for healing than Rhaegar is, and I'll pick Karazim over Rhaegar anytime, honestly, because he also counter Rhaegar. But that's a deeper topic. Like it's like a macro level detail stuff that people have to look into. However, this is our lineup right here, our draft so far. And then they have Diablo, they got Azul, they got Tarande, they got Lunara. Hey, thank you. My sister just made some quesadilla for me. All right. They got Diablo. As you guys know, Diablo is a very very strong tank. He's actually decent for this map because there are like so many chokeholds and stuff that he can slam people onto. They got Zoo. Zoo can trap people. So when Diablo, so this is the combo that they want to have, right? They have Diablo to go in there and grab somebody and toss them over. Zoo will trap them. Lunara will slow the person, and then Tyrande will stun them, right? So that's the combo they have. As for us, actually, let me just review the characters. So Tyrande is a healer. Tyrande heals is surprisingly high. Um, Lunara, she also Tyrande got stun as well, and she also have this huge talent that can give her vision. Okay, so most of these guys have vision stuff. Fastas can use his talent to get vision. Diablo can use his talent to get vision, and I say like all five of them have vision, some way to show us and stuff like that. And we also have vision on our side too, right? So it's kind of even. Um, I think they have a little bit of an advantage in vision because Lunara Sprite can live for a very long time. and stuff like that. Right. So this is the lineup, guys, and these guys really drafted well. This is a really decent comp to have, and we also have a decent comp as well. We have a blow up comp. As you can see, we have Asmodan going for the quest there. We have Imperial to really like trap our target. We got some slows as well, and then we got some attack speed coming from me. And this is the advantage of having Tyrael because he can help everybody engage and disengage, and he also got shields and stuff. So I'm gonna be here giving my allies attack speed and giving them mobility and just zoning the enemies out and stuff like that. So let's continue this fight. It's early level right now, and we are just doing some little bit of ARAM in the middle of the map here. Asmoden is stacking. I'm telling him to retreat. Now, this one of the problem in solo queue. There's always that one guy that just never leaves. When everybody is leaving, there's always that one guy that never leaves. In this match, it was the Asmo. The Asmo just refused to leave, even though he's a ranged DP and he don't have to be that close to the enemies to like do damage and stuff. So you're gonna see me pinging him a lot. Um, I'm telling him to get cams because Imperial cannot get cams pretty well. Rainer can get cam, but he's gonna be here with me for the most part. Like this comp right now, it requires that Asmoden becomes independent from us, and Rainer and I have like that symbiotic relationship, or what is not like I don't benefit from him, but anyway, my benefit from him is that he's doing damage and he's alive and he's helping me win the match, right? And my benefit, I mean, and his benefit on me is that I'm giving him protection and I'm giving him mobility and stuff like that, right? So Rainer is gonna stay close to me. He's pretty much like my mage in a sense, and Riga is gonna go bottom and clear waves, using his lightning shield or whatever and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing right now. And as you guys can see, I'm trying to teach him. I'm trying to like get him used to this. I'm trying to adapt him to the system. That once he see this, right? You see that, right? I want him to get used to it. That once he see it, he see my smite, he can actually get onto the smite and start and use it. Because in solo queue, you can depend on your allies to know how your character works, right? Sometimes you might have to explain stuff to them, right? So from now on, now that I've explained it to him, I'm expecting him to do that, right? Because as you guys know me, like the next time I try to explain it to him, it's gonna be like in a toxic way, in a sense. I'm gonna be angry if I have to explain it to him for like 5 times in a row. So I've shown it to him and I've explained it to him, and now I expect him to know what to do. Diablo just walked into us and expected to live and just walk back out. And that didn't work out. I'm using my sword there, Eldurin, to get my ally vision behind the gate. One of my ally here got trapped. Rainer got trapped. I gave him smite, I gave him shield, and I'm peeling for him, giving him movement speed and stuff. And that's how it is. So one of the things I wanted you guys, wanted to note is that once I picked Tyrael, this guy decided to pick Lunara, and this was not the first time that somebody picked Lunara after I picked Tyrael. I don't know what's going on in the community for hearts right now, but I have a feeling that people think Lunara is a counter to Tyrael. She's not, right? Lunara is not a counter to Tyrael. Even though like this Lunara here is doing a crap load of damage to me because there's Zoo there, and Zoo can like reduce movement speed and like attack speed and stuff. I think Zoo can reduce attack speed. And he also got like his ultimate is also nasty. Again, our side is more about blow up combo, and we have a decent front line, but they have a very decent front line as well. You add that to all the CC that they have with Lunara, Tarande, and the Fasta, they have a very strong team against us here, right? But again, all of these guys here are very experienced. That rank might say silver, but they have like 3K account level, so they've been around the blocks. They've played a couple of matches or two and stuff like that. So yeah, this match is a really decent match. As you guys can see, it went up to 30 minutes, right? Because it was a really decent match, a really professional match in my opinion. So I'm on a half here. With Tyrael, okay, this is one thing, right, to note. Tyrael uses his mana like crazy. Like he literally drains his mana, right? Okay, so Tyrael drains his mana like he's drinking water. So when you are playing Tyrael, when your mana is like 20%, 30%, even 50%, right? And you notice that there isn't much going on doing the match or whatever. Always port back, right? If you don't have anything to do and your mana is that low, right? Even 50% or something like that, and you have even if you have the well up, right? You should always put back. Like mana is very crucial. Your management, your management is really crucial. Tyrael is more like a utility tank than an actual like brawler, right? He's more like utility, like helping his allies and stuff like that. He's more like a specialist type of tank, right? So your goal is to shield your allies. Your goal is to give them movement speed. Your goal is to peel for them and zone the enemy out and like try to help them secure kills and stuff like that and safely like get them in, get them out and stuff like that. So that's what tanking is all about. So if your mana is like super low and a fight erupts, right? It will be like you'll pretty much be like a bruiser in a sense if you have low mana in a fight with Tyrael. Like you are basically like a minion, pretty much, right? You need high mana. Like you are not like Diablo that can just go in there, um, flip people over with like just like 10% mana or whatever. Once you use a shield, like a huge chunk of your mana just disappears for some reason with Tyrael, right? So you have to be very careful and very like you have to manage your mana like your life depend on it because it does, right? So that's one thing that players who play Tyrael as bruiser do not know, and that's something that they gotta get used to get to that next level, right? Stop playing your Tyrael like a bruiser and like wasting all your mana. Make sure that you manage your mana because to tank as Tyrael, you need mana, right? And to really win your fights as Tyrael, you should make sure that your mana is close to 100% at the start of the fight. Um, if you can do that, right? So this is why I'm porting back, and I'm not tapping on the well and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so keep that in mind. Rhaegar here is doing Rhaegar stuff. I'm gonna stop eating now so I can talk some more. All right, here I am, guys. I'm gonna pause this. Imperial stop, Zoo stop. Imperial, in comparison to Zoo, uh, very little competition here. As you guys can see, obviously, Zoo is like still Zoo is like about 60% hit point, and he's still in here fighting. I mean, killing minions and stuff because you know Imperial doesn't give him any threat whatsoever. Right? Zoo can sweep this really fast, come down here and sweep this really fast. As an Imperial player, like in this scenario, what you want to do is like you want to come here really fast, get a kill or something, or lower somebody hit point to like 20%, right? Like this Lunara, for example, and then go back to soaking. But if you were to stay here and try to soak in comparison to Zul, there's like you will still be behind, right? At this point, we have a bit of a lead, because we took our camps a bit earlier and stuff like that, and we soaked. As you guys can see, we have Rainer and I here. You had attack speed and stuff, and we're like killing these minions and all that stuff, and we also got some kills and stuff, right? We have one kill, so we do have that SP lead, because of all of these little macro stuff events that occur, and we just timed it all perfectly to be at this level at this time, right? But our lead won't be there for too long because you guys can see here they're about to get a level 6 as well. So at level 6 you get I mean, at level 4, you get a second list of talent. At level 7, you're gonna get a next talent. Anyways, at level 6, you get additional hit point. As you guys can see here, we have a little bit more hit point in a sense, like it isn't like visible and stuff, but each level you get a little bit of hit point. Like if you were doing a camp, for example, and you are about to die, and then you level up immediately, right? You will get like a little bit of hit point, and that will like save your life. So that's how you know if a level gives you hit point and stuff like that. So that's that. Um, all right, so we went for a shoe here, adjusted for all. I don't know if we should describe the build in the end. Let's just talk about a gameplay right now, and then we're gonna talk about a we're gonna talk about a build in the future. I'm just gonna skim over the build right now. So we have shoe 80% shoe. This is like a must-have if you're gonna tank with Tyrael. You have to have this. There's nothing else that you can take at level 1 that will outdo this talent. Because like the overall point of like tanking is like sharing protection among everybody. So this is like the actual definition, pretty much. This talent is the definition of tank Tyrael. So that's why you take at level 1, nothing else. Level 4, you have bound by law or whatever. This here slows enemy down. It also heals Tyrael for 3% of hit points. It isn't much heal, but if you can like drop it between like 3 people, so that's like 9% of your hit point healed and stuff. The coolest ability aspect of this ability here is that it has slows, right? So if you hit somebody with it, you slow them. Tyrael talent itself, Eldurin, actually slows people when you hit them with it. So if you have this additional slow here, after you teleport and stuff, it is really nice. Like this here is like a must-have for all Tyrael that's trying to tank, because you can really secure kills with them. You are basically like Lunara for like 2 to 3 seconds and stuff, and up to 4 seconds pretty much if you are basic attacking somebody. Again, there are like so many ways you can play Tyrael. If you are playing Tyrael as a bruiser, you're gonna go for like attack speed and like going in and out, pretty much like Zeratul dashes and stuff. But if you want to tank with Tyrael, this is what you need to have. So everybody else have the abilities here. It doesn't matter to us. Our main goal here is to keep our Rainer alive and just give him that attack speed and just boost him up. I mean, boost him up and stuff like that. So that's me here. I'm always gonna be checking for my Rainer. So thing number 3 to keep in mind: always. always pinpoint the temper, the character, the DPS that you want to be with. Always pinpoint that, right? Tyrael is I don't know. Most people will say he's situational. I don't think he's situational. Like you can play in anything. Like I play all my characters in every comp in a sense. But he really shines when he are with like AA characters that have a little bit of advantage when they are attacking fast. People like Vala, people like Grammy. I would say like all AA characters, which you almost always gonna have in your matchups, um, will come pretty well with Tyrael. So you really can't go wrong picking Tyrael. So yeah, so always find your AA or find variant, your bruiser or whatever that you're gonna be buffing, and always stick with that person, right? Even like every single team fight, you should always like find that person, even if your mage is super good. Like you have like a lane main here, like doing some crazy damage and stuff. You should always find your A and ensure that your A is doing damage to his full potential and stuff like that, his or her. So I'm gonna buff me here, give him some shield, and I'm gonna try to just watch our flank and stuff, and also like me not being visible, kind of like fear them a little bit, right? So this is another thing when you are tanking, right? It's also some mind game that it's not like just all physical stuff. Like your presence, right? Kind of matters, right? Um, but it's mostly mind game, right? So if you are visible like in front of the enemies, they really don't have to worry because that situation to handle is right in front of them. But if you're not visible, then they have to figure out where you are, right? That's like extra stuff they have to think about. And humans don't like, it's really hard for humans to multitask because we think about stuff one at a time. So if you are like in a bush or something and you are hitting, right, they're gonna be like in a situation like where they want to fight, but they also want to know where the tank is, where is the potential gank coming from, where is the potential burst damage setup is going to come from, right? So in that situation, they're gonna be a lot more reluctant to come into a fight and stuff like that. So when you're playing tank, like try to use some mind games. This Diablo is pretty good. You're gonna see him finding a lot of angles, and he's really really good, guys. You should observe him as he plays. But anyways, that's what I was doing there, right? Um, Lunara here is their main damage in a sense. Fasta doesn't do that much damage, just does a little bit, and he's like stacking up as I think and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to isolate. All right, so a lot of people, right? A lot of people want to watch God videos. What they learn and what they usually take is like, oh, we are not supposed to attack the tank. Oh my God, I watched a video and somebody said it, you cannot attack the tank whatsoever. So I'm never gonna attack the tank, right? That's how people be like. But honestly, like as a DPS, what you gotta to keep in mind is that your goal is to always be damaging something, right? Unless you are playing like an Alarak, I mean against an Alarak and he proc his counter and you don't have to hit it. But as a DPS, like most of the time, like all you have to do is to just hit something, guys, right? Unless that like there's a passive that kind of like heals them and stuff like that, then you have to like be considerate and stuff. Um, but for the most part, like Diablo is really close to us, so that's the person we hit, right? And I'm gonna try to zone Diablo up. Off each time he come close to us because I want my allies to do damage to him from a safe distance and stuff like that. So this is us here. We went through a trade and Diablo ended up with a little bit more hit point missing than I did. Right. So when he jumped into us, I jumped across and I went behind him and I was attacking Lunara and Tarande. Right. So that's what zoning is. That's what when people say I'm trying to zone, I'm trying to like isolate and stuff like that. I'm trying to like block, body block, all that stuff, right? That's how it is. Like you have to get across and then block something that is coming in towards your allies or going trying to escape and stuff like that. So Imperial got that decent lift there, that decent CC, and we're able to follow up. As you guys can see, Rainer had that buff from me earlier with his smite, and I gave him some shield here, and we're able to secure that kills. My healer and my DPS are right next to me. As you guys can see, I'm tanking here though. Even though I'm all the way back here, I'm still tanking. Right? With Imperial, I mean with Tyrael, a lot of people tend to move towards Bruiser because all the thing is that when you are playing like Tyrael, you have to get into the enemy and start doing damage and start like doing crazy stuff, right? That's not how you play Tyrael as a tank. Like you don't have to worry about being into the enemy when you are playing Tyrael as a tank. Tyrael is not like Diablo with like huge chunk of hit point and like revive like 3 second revive and stuff like that, right? So you can tank from anywhere as long as you are hitting everybody with like your shield, as long as you are hitting 2 or 3 people with your shield whatsoever, you can tank from anywhere. Right, so learn the your distance for your smite, like how far you can be from your target location before you smite them and stuff like that. Learn that, and then also learn like try to keep in mind that you can tank from anywhere, and you don't have to be upfront doing damage and stuff like that. Right, so our Imperial got cut. I went in there and I died. It was better than getting our Imperial killed though. So yeah. Alright, so Imperial is gonna go back and start soaking lane. That's the advantage we have here. Diablo got killed. He's gonna respawn pretty soon. I've already respawned, and Rainer here pushes luck a little bit too much, and he's taking a lot of damage. But he's gonna back out, and we won the objective as he stalled it. Stalled them pretty much. So I came back, and oh, number 4. Why you want to play Tyrael? Tyrael has some really decent passive stuff that you can do with him that will like contribute towards you winning match. And one of that stuff is like giving minions your shield. Right? Apart from giving your DPS like extra buff with that attack speed, Tyrael can also give your allies some shields. I mean your minions some shield, and that's pretty decent, right? This is something like a lot of people don't like do in a sense. Um, they don't really know, like they don't know about Tyrael and characters like Lunara that I mean like and characters like Morales that can like heal the minions, right? Your minions is also part of your team, right? So if you can tank for them, if you can heal your minions, and with me with the case of like Morales for example, like if you can heal your minions and stuff and just keep them alive, right? They are pushing for you, they are trying to win the match for you, right? So always care for your minions. They are your soldier. They are there to help you and stuff like that. So you should watch out for them and stuff. And that's one of the pros of like playing Tiro because you can like you can use your minions to your advantage in a sense, and you can buff your minions and allow them to push even further, right? So watch what happens when you have Tyrael and a bunch of minions versus four that is left alone, right? So they're gonna leave this four alone. They think I cannot do anything because I'm a tank, and if they feel like I'm a weak guy, right? They think I'm weak and I can't do anything with my life. All right, watch this. Right, so we are doing it little by little, man. No, I don't have to rush anything. Just like a free four, baby, a free four, right? I drop my smite down, get that attack speed. I'm going in front of the earth. So again, this is all mind game, guys. Mind games. Like the difference between a pro player and a regular player is that a pro player has the mechanics, has the mind game, and he has the capacity to stay calm in difficult situation. As you guys can see here, there's a four here, and there's an obstacle in my way trying to stop me from destroying this four. Right, so I'm gonna use mind game. As you guys can see, I went in front of the Tarande there. My goal for getting in front of her was for her to attack me instead of attacking my minions. But she actually understood what I was trying to do, and then she came across, right? But that won't stop me though. That won't stop me. As you guys can see, I'm gonna back out a little bit and then boom, I come back, right? And I hit her and I slow her, and I think it irritated her a little bit, and then she decided to attack me at the end there. But it was too late because my minion already took care of that stuff. And this is a lot of damage coming towards me here. I'm gonna back out, and I almost got away, but I couldn't get away because Fasta just flew somewhere and just took me out. Anyways, I'm about to E again. Mm, that's some good stuff. That's me pinging, guys. I'm pinging my allies to come here and can do this boss. Why am I pinging them? We hit level 10 before them. And honestly, they have no idea what just happened. So, when will you like try to do risky stuff like this? I need water. When should you attempt doing bosses? You should attempt doing boss when you have a kill advantage, when you have an SP advantage, when you have a map awareness advantage, vision and stuff, and when you are the first to get the objective. On most maps, it's really easy to get bosses when you have the first objective because taking the first objective gives you the advantage of SP and also give you the advantage of getting kills, and you also have pressure on the maps, and so you can kind of like determine where your enemies are going to be in a sense because obviously they're going to try to defend their stuff, their force and stuff. So that also gives you like a little bit of a vision advantage, like through your mental in a sense, right? So you can think about where these guys are going to be based on the situation that you've put them into, the circumstance that you put them into. Right, so I'm coming here, trying to just look at this area, for example, before I trying to clear this area, sweep this area, get some vision on here before I start doing this boss. And I'm trying to get my allies to come here as well. And there's Fasta down here. Rainer had already been spotted, but I'm gonna stay here and try not to get spotted by the Fasta there. And Rainer is doing a decent job by keeping him busy while we do this objective. And Rhaegar almost went out to get caught in the side of the Fasta there, but he didn't go far enough. And so I'm gonna give Rhaegar some smite here, move attack speed, and that's the duration right there. Um, Rhaegar is getting slapped all around by the boss for some reason, and I'm gonna try to get in front of him so I can tank it. Okay, so another thing, guys, like tank the boss, guys. Like I've seen like in low elos, like a lot of tank players do not tank the boss. Like they just allow their allies to just take a lot of unnecessary damage. If you are the tank and you guys are doing bosses or doing like objectives that are very important, always try to be the person up front there. If there's a potential damage coming towards your team, always be the person that kind of like body blocks that. Like your hit point, it matters, right? You being alive matters, but your allies being alive is a little bit more important in a sense because they are like the people that are supposed to push for you, do damage for you and heal you and all that stuff. So you have to play a role, and your role is to like tank for them and be the brain, the bronze. I don't know how you call that stuff, but you have to be there. Why I'm stressing this out is because like I've played so many matches with some awful, goddamn awful Mia player, right? A lot of Mia player in lower elos are so bad. Like, how can you play Mia and be that terrible? Like Mia is like so strong, so OP, so broken that character. Like she's so busted and like so broken, and it's kind of like mind-boggling, like how bad, how awful players can be when they play Mia. It's like so irritatingly awful, and that's one of the problems that Mia players have. If you are playing Mia, and obviously her attack is range attack, right? And you see your allies getting slapped by the boss and stuff, and you don't go there, that's a shame on you. Like I've seen a lot of low elos Mia players that just don't go to the boss. They don't tank the boss. Like they take the boss as if like they are ranged DPS. They just stand away and let their allies just take unnecessary damage for no reason. And it's like it's really bad because I've actually died why I had like a Mia player standing right next to me, basic attacking the boss and not like tanking the boss. She was like at 100 hit point, and I was just there getting smacked around by the boss, and she just did nothing. She just stood there, basic attacking. So if you are a low elo player, this is something that you gotta learn. Always try to be upfront, doing objectives and stuff. And this here, our objective in this case is to take the bus. And once I noticed that Rhaegar was taking too much damage, I try to get a little bit closer to the ad so that I can be the aggro target and so that it can attack me instead. Right. So that's something you gotta keep in mind, and that's how you think. So Rhaegar is gonna be aggro again for some reason, and it's fine though. It's fine. He's zoning the faster out. All right. So objective battle spawn. I tell my allies, same we got a bottom bus. We should go up top and grab the top bus. But again, this is solo queue, and you really can't expect much. And I'm gonna try to start a bus, even just to pull them towards me. But I'm just being ignored here. So I'm gonna go back to the objective with everybody, and we're gonna do it. So Fasta is by here, so we have an advantage. In this fight here, it's Rena is 4v5, I mean 4v4. And I'm gonna come in here, and my ultimate is Sanctification. And I'm gonna put the attention towards me by pretending that I'm about to cap that stuff. So our Rainer got caught here, and when he got cut, he was definitely gonna die until I came here and I used Sanct, and Sanct made him invulnerable to all damage and stuff, and he was able to live from there. And because he lived during that trade-off, we had the advantage on getting some damage in on the Diablo here, and Diablo is trying to back. As you guys can see, Lunara is playing from a safe distance. Tyrande is playing from a safe distance as well, and Diablo is trying to escape here. I'm gonna use Sanct. I jump onto him, slow him down. There's a stun coming from the Tyrande there trying to catch me out. I'm pretty low too. My DPS are in a safe distance. So that's why I was able to just jump in there because I know they were already safe. And so yeah, we should have just focused Diablo and just take him out. But my DPS decided to go backline. They grabbed the Tyrande. We also choke hold the Diablo here. We're able to take him out. And then I'm gonna start backing out here, right? Um, but then I noticed these guys are pretty low themselves, and Imperial is doing some working here, so I'm gonna try to see if I can come back. I dodged that ult tail from the Fasta. That would have been an instant one shot. I gave my ally some shield, and I gained some hit point there from the Rhaegar, and I'm gonna try to back, right? Again, as Tyrael, it's really important to have your mana as high as possible during fights, because if you don't back, right, I should have really backed out and like tell my allies to leave and stuff like that. But we have a bit of an advantage here. I'm gonna use the little bit of mana that I have, giving them some shield and stuff, and just trying to maintain the little hit point that they have, and we're able to secure the objective. I get caught here. I was body blocking some stuff, and I'm telling my allies just leave. If I die, it's fine, right? They have to stay alive so they can push. So we're gonna live and just again, it's really important that you just get your resources as high as possible, doing everything. All right, so I'm gonna bag even though I drank, took some sip, um, stuff like that, right? So Imperial here is here with the healer, and I had to make a choice, right? I had to make a choice between my bruiser and the healer together, and versus my, as you guys can see here, right? I'm actually in the middle of my decision making process. So you have a healer and a bruiser here, and you have a bunch of DPS here, right? Why would you choose the DPS over the healer and a bruiser, right? The bruiser here is a it's an off tank, right? He's an all in. He's like a bard, right? He's a jack of all trade. He has like pretty much a little bit of everything, and he's a well-oiled machine by himself, right? Having a healer here just turns him into a tank, automatically turns him into a tank. what these guys don't have, they don't have is protection, right? They have all the damage, all the potential, but what they are lacking is a tank. They tank capability. They keep the ability to tank in a sense and defend themselves against incoming damage, right? So that's how I made my decision there, and I'm gonna go to my allies in the middle of the map instead of going to the healer and the bruiser. I'm gonna give them some buff, give them some shield, make them a little more aggressive, and we're gonna back out a little bit. And I took holding ground so I can like do stuff like that, just annoy them in a sense. And all right, so I'm gonna body block the incoming damage here after my Reina got stunned, and I'm gonna pop Saint here because there was a roots coming onto me by the zoo there, and I just got ulted at that point, and I was almost about to die like with a couple of hits in from Diablo and the Tyrande there, so I had to pop in Sync. And right after that, Diablo knew that I was on cooldown. My ultimate was on cooldown, so he decided to ult instead. Um, when that happened, I used Holy Ground. As you guys can see, Holy Ground is really decent. This is a must have, right? Holy Ground is a must have for anybody who's trying to play Tyrael as a tank, right? Again, tank Tyrael is not like his body is not that big to like zone out people to like body block people and stuff like that, right? Look at Diablo AOE and look at Tyrael AOE. Look at the circle around Diablo body and look at Tyrael's circle, right? Tyrael circle is even smaller than Asmodean's circle, right? So yeah, so his areas of influence or areas of effect and stuff like that, it's not that huge. No, that's area of effect, effects applies to abilities, but his influence area, right? It's not that huge, right? He cannot body block a lot of stuff. So you when you are using sync, like there's like double Diablo area of influence, right? You can really block people out and really stop like enemies from engaging and stuff like that. So holy grounds is like I don't know. It's like in some cases you might not want to go holy ground, but in majority like 90%, not even 97% of the time, 99% of the time, what you want to pick is holy ground. Why? Again, because there are two people here, and Diablo cannot go back because he's blacked out. And then Fasta is here. Obviously, I'm gonna go towards Fasta, knowing that these people will have to come towards me before coming down here. And my DPSs are down here, and Diablo is here, and it's all good for us. All right, so I'm gonna go straight up. Diablo went straight for my Rainer, there, and I'm gonna give my allies some movement speed, Imperial, and give them some shield and stuff. And as you guys can see, my hit point is low, but my mana wasn't. And so I stay into the fight and stuff like that. So that's the advantage. I mean, that's one thing to keep in mind is that even if your hit point is low, as long as your mana is like always up, like it's really high, like you can still stay in the fight, right? Tyrael is a utility character. He's not like a like an actual like bronze like real bronze knuckle type of tank in a sense, right? So your mana is more important than your hit point. That's what I want to stress out. And I'm telling my allies again to use this advantage to go and grab the boss up top. And Imperial is gonna go for camp for some reason. Um, we're gonna clear this wave here, trying to get some vision away from them. I'm gonna get Rainer some buff. Always giving my AA buffs. That's what you do. And there's a root coming out here. As you guys can see, this is one of the important things with Holy Ground. I'm able to block them. They have to go through this wall and like all around this stuff to come to get to my healer after he got CC'd. Right, so Diablo again like this Diablo was pretty decent. He always found the angle. He always tried to like get my Rainer, like as you guys could have seen here, and he always tried to find a target that his ally would try to burst down. All right, so they managed to take out the Rhaegar there. Um, Rainer almost took out target. And I'm gonna give him some movement speed, get helping my allies disengage and stuff like that. like all those macro stuff, like all those tiny stuff that you can do with Tyrael. All of those contribute towards you having like a happy, healthy teammate interaction in a sense. Rainer is gonna get a kill here obviously because he was a little bit too far up front. Like these guys do not play around. They weren't playing around, so he got caught out, and that should have been an Osmo, honestly. But anyways, Reno Reno got caught out. He said my bad. All right, so I come back here. Um, I use my holy ground to like stop Diablo from hitting my turret, and Diablo um, goes down to start attacking somebody down here, and then I'm gonna go across to attack the other people to tell them to get away from my DPS and stuff. And I pop synced, and Imperius is almost dead, and then I gave him some movement speed, and he was able to get out of there and lived. And just so that he don't get a as you guys can see, right, that's why I gave him shield, because like I automatically knew that something weird was eventually going to happen, right. Again, I don't know how many times like a tank will be standing right next to that DPS that is like 20% trying to hurt, and then the tank just don't even notice, like he just walks away, and then boom, out of a sudden some weird projectile just come out of nowhere and just hit the DPS, and the DPS die. Like that's like so embarrassing to die like that, right? So that's why I decided to give Imperial some shield. I didn't even know Faster was down here trying to get that kill, but I just had that feeling, right? If you've been playing for a long time, you just get that spotter sense, and it just kind of tingles every time something's about to go off. All right, so we're gonna disengage here. Lunara is gonna get slowed, and we're just gonna disengage safely. Asmodan just completed his quest, and I'm telling my allies to wait for me. Here I am, guys. I'm always herfing, always trying to get my mana and all that stuff. And I'm stressing this out because a lot of people play Tyrael as a bruiser, and he's not a bruiser. Um, they are actually playing Tyrael the wrong way. And I feel like if they learn how to play Tyrael as an actual tank, they will get a lot more value out of him. As you guys can see there, we're able to zone out the Diablo and the Tyrande there with the the Blessed Shield or whatever, Holy Shield, Holy Grounds, and a lot of damage coming in to us. We able to get that massive shield, like that 80%. If you didn't take that level 1 talent, like the shield you will have, you would have higher, will be able to like the enemy will be able to take it out like with just 2 basic attack. So this is why like that level 1 talent is really important to have, because you can sustain your ally for this long with that amount of shield. I'm able to zoom that Tyrande out. My Imperial is being super aggressive here. I try to block out a Diablo. Uh, the massive ultimate heals there go onto the Imperials, and I'm just gonna back out, try to find another angle and stuff like that. So my allies are here. My hit point is not that, it's not that high, but my mana is pretty decent. I want to use it though to help my allies, and I try to pop synced, but again synced, I mean most of your abilities takes like a couple of seconds before they pop off, so I wasn't able to pop off my sync in time, and instead I was just able to help my Rainer get away by helping him get through this slowing point, right? So again, Tiro, like his utility is like so strong. This is why you should play him, because you can help your allies like move super fast and just help them get out of situation that they won't be able to get out of otherwise. My Rainer here really got cut out by the Diablo there. Um, the Diablo really knows his stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I try to zone the Diablo out here. I'm gonna take another path so I don't walk into him and the Lunara there. I'm gonna move towards the enemy side of the map so that I can get their attention, moving resources from this side of the map towards me. And I'm gonna take another path, use my Elduran to escape. I'm obviously not gonna make it, but I was able to stop them from getting this objective here. So Zoo is up top doing some random stuff, obviously trying to get out of fort. and everybody else is by here. As you guys can see, Diablo is getting vision, trying to find that angle so that he can stun his net victim. And he's gonna pass around, try to find a target. He went for the Imperials because the Imperial was super far up. I feel like if he went for the Asmodane, would have taken him out. But anyways, Imperial here is an off tank. Like all bruisers are off tank. So now that I'm not here, I can trust Imperial because I did all I could. I sacrificed my life so that he can be healthy. In the case that when I'm not here, he can tank for me instead, right? So Imperial is gonna do this. He's gonna try to tank this, try to keep the objective up a little bit, and then he's gonna back out. I don't think he's gonna live though, but yeah, he did all he could, honestly, and that's a huge chunk right there. All right, so I'm dead. I'm still respawning. Our allies got killed really fast though. In in situation like this, what you should do is like just get out. Like instead of giving them more XP and stuff by like dying and stuff, it's better you just give the objective and just go around the map and just kill these and get XP and stuff so that you can be able to catch up. Do your camps in situations like these instead of going into them and just die, because that's what will eventually happen if you just stay in a fight that like you are outnumbered in that you are at a disadvantage due to numbering and stuff. So I spawn, come back here. I try to get some vision down here just to make sure Diablo is not here trying to do some weird stuff. And Rhaegar went down here, so I had to teleport there. My main goal here was to just clear this wave in the middle of the map. I'm telling Rhaegar to back up and stuff. And Zoo is doing a lot of work in mid here. In bot, they are doing the bus. And I was trying to get down here, but I won't be able to get there in time. And yeah, they're gonna get a bus because they got an objective. I'm just gonna try to annoy them, try to make sure that all of them stay down here. Us losing this four isn't that important. It's us helping them to just stay down here is important because there are other lanes that are pushing, and we don't have that much advantage when it comes to wave clear. So it's better for us to have them waste their time attacking something that's obviously gonna get taken down by the boss and stuff like that, than allow them to spread out and split and push easily individually. All right, so I'm gonna use my Elduran, my sword or whatever, to like just block some stuff and try to distract them. I'm gonna get my Rainer shield and I'm gonna teleport towards my like so. The mobility of like Tyrael is like so real. It's really good. Like you can be anywhere in a fight at any time, pretty much. Like the pressure that you can have in a fight is like it's just unlimited pretty much. It all depends on your mana, right? This is why a lot of people end up playing Tyrael as a bruiser instead of a tank, is because they don't know how to manage their mana, right? And when I hear people saying that Tyrael is a bruiser and Tyrael is a weak tank and stuff like that, it just is it, and like I think I've actually said that before, but actually like it's all about like just practicing, just learning the character more. Like any characters can be their role if you know how to play them properly. Like Varian, for example, a lot of people try to play Varian as a tank, but Varian is actually not a tank. Varian is a bruiser, right? And the best way to play Varian is either as Colossal Smash Varian or as Twin Blade Varian, right? If you were to go against a really decent team where everybody know how to play properly, right, and you are playing Varian as a tank against them, right? It just won't work out because like Varian is not meant to be a tank, and the characters are designed with their actual role as attached to them because the developers have actually like designed them, went through all the strategies and stuff like that to design them to make sure that they are like they fit within their role and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that you can play them as a tank or whatever. Like any character can be played as a tank. Like you can take Zul and say Zul is a tank as well because Zul can like he can really tank some stuff. Like Zul can walk into like five guys and just sit there for like hours, like not dying, not twitching a little bit. Like if you build him properly, he can pretty much tank like anything that come at him, right? So anybody can just say Zoo is a tank. He's not a bruiser anymore. I'm gonna play Zoo as a tank Zoo and just pick him doing a draft and just really annoy people because you know that Zoo can survive a lot longer and stuff. But that's not what your team want, right? A lot of people take variant in random solo queues and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go twin variant, right? And I'm gonna tank and stuff like that." And they just force that pick into the match when your allies really need, like they really need a tank because they themselves are actually struggling to play their own role, and now you add an additional stress of them not having a tank to help them in situation where they actually cannot help themselves and stuff like that. So Tyrael is a tank, right? If you want to become a decent player, right, your main goal is to like learn how to play the character and how to play the character in their role, how to make them fit within their role, right? So this is why I'm making this video. Not a lot of people are making video about Hero of the Storm. I'm one of the few content creator here. So if you are new to my channel, there's always that sub red button. I think on the left or on the right or whatever. Hit that, subscribe to my channel and stuff like that. So we are getting shoved in here. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of advantage in structures. Actually, we don't have that much advantage in structures, but it seems like we are really about to lose this match. But again, I'm playing Tyrael, and Tyrael can do a lot of stuff that most tank cannot do. As you guys can see, like I just teleport, put it here, and just save my Rainer and stuff. And like there are more stuff that Tyrael can do that it's not just being shown in this single match. That I'm sure you guys can figure out by yourself and stuff like that. So I just made him waste some of the abilities here. The stun coming out from the Tyrande. Multiple times she tried to stun me, but she missed. And yeah, so all this is gonna come out here from the Zoo and the Fastad. They're gonna secure that kill on the Imperial. Again, I try to pop my Sanct, but it's been a while since I played Tyrael. Like I used to play Tyrael like 4 or 5 years, 6 years ago, and I stopped playing him for some reason. He's just one of those characters that people forget and stuff like that. And so I started playing him recently, and yeah, so it's gonna take me some time to like determine like all those like decisions, split second decision making stuff. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get good at it, but yeah. So I try to pop up my sync there to save the Imperial, but I was unable to save myself and a couple of my allies here. Anyways, our core is getting smacked, and the cool thing about this core here is that it can fight back. It can help you secure kills, as you guys can see here. I allow everybody to come in, and then I zoom them out with Holy Ground. Again, I already said like Holy Ground is like a 99% pick choice for any Tyrael that want to tank. So I'm able to show off like four guys in here right next to my boss. My boss and I mean my my core and I are actually tanking this, and we are zoning these guys into our side of the map, and they have nowhere to go. Obviously the boss is doing damage to our core, and look at his face, like he's really pissed right now that I did this to his allies. But anyways, damage coming in here, they gotta focus, and the focus is I think our Rainer, but Rainer got a little bit of sustain, so he's doing pretty well. And I think our healer is also alive, so he's also healthy, and we're gonna do this as a team, right? So they are zoomed out and they try to escape, but they cannot escape because there's the holy ground thingy there blocking them in. We're able to secure that kill on the Lunara there. I'm pretty low on hit point. At this point, it really doesn't matter. I was actually having the feeling that we were going to lose the match anyway, so I had to do everything I could. Um, yeah, when push comes to shove, like you have to use everything, and that's what I was doing. Like I was doing everything I could to like just keep the core alive, and this was like this was like my last option. Like normally I would just back out, but I cannot back out right now. Like it's either you go in or you lose the match. All right, so they stun coming in there again. It misses me. I'm gonna try. I went up here. I'm gonna try to come back here to get full view of what's going on in front of me. And I came towards the healer, try to attack her. I noticed she's gonna try to take me out. I back out a little bit, get the heals there from the Rhaegar, and the Rainer survived, and we all survived. Our allies are respawning and stuff, and now we're gonna go to boss. Right, so this match would have ended in 18 minutes, and as you guys know, like most of Heroes of Stone matches usually end in 20 minutes, so they would have been a little bit earlier than that. So yeah, so Rainer is gonna back here, and I'm gonna tell Rainer that we need all damage. Like we can lose this 4, and it doesn't matter. As long as we are getting like key objectives, like stuff like this boss later on in the match. This boss is gonna be hitting really hard. If we can actually get him earlier and like push this right here, he's gonna start doing this, and then the objective is gonna spawn, and then he will be alive, and they'll be chunking him down while we do the objective and stuff like that. So when it comes to like decision making, you should always like think about what's next and stuff like that. So I just used my talent here. It seems like I wasted, but I was actually trying to block the way out there. And yeah, I'm trying to get a couple of damage in on that fort before the boss actually comes in. I'm giving my minions some shield and stuff, and I'm gonna try to clear this so the boss can stay healthy, so that he can continue to push, and then we don't have to worry about them coming towards us and stuff like that. Alright, so Lunara has done, I don't know if it was Zoo, he maybe ulted or something. But my allies took a crap load of damage, and Fasta has really stacked up his quest, and he's really chunking us now. I got saved there by the Rhaegar. I'm gonna back all the way out. My allies took some unnecessary damage for some reason, and they had to back out. And I'm actually getting pissed because they should actually have captured this. They should have captured it, but the fact that we had to back out for some reason really pissed me off. Anyways, we were able to secure that CC and some massive damage onto the Diablo there. So another thing with tanking, guys, one thing with tanking that a lot of people don't know that really can really make a difference is that once you catch somebody out, right? As a tank, your goal is not to like attack that person as well, right? Your unless the person is like really far out and you like there's nobody else around there to attack, right? That's when you attack the person. But your main goal as a tank is that once you catch one person out and there are like 4 guys attacking that person, what you want to do is you want to zoom everybody else away from that target, right? You want to isolate the target that is in the middle of your allies, right? You want to isolate him from the rest of his allies, right? So once we caught that Diablo there, you saw me running towards the Tarande and the Fastad and the Lunara. Even though I was going to take insane amount of damage, I still ran into them. My goal was to make sure that my allies are safe and they are focusing on that single target, and no damage, no CC whatsoever is going to try to come in to stop my allies from attacking and pretty much securing a kill on that target, because we have CC on the target and we don't have CC on me, right? I didn't have CC. So when it comes to a situation where we have to escape, the guy who is CC'd would take a lot longer to escape than the guy who is not CC'd. Like if you were to compare like at that like simple level in a sense, right? So we got some damage in on the Diablo there. I popped out Sing because I was taking too much damage. And we were able to secure the kill onto the Diablo there. Zoo walked into this area that slows people, and he just got caught out. And at this point now, I'm just stalling, guys. I'm just using everything I can because we've already won this match. The Diablo respawned because I think his soul's passive procced, and god damn it, Asmodean just backed with like 80% hit point, right? And Asmodean needs to be here, right? Any Asmodean player watching this, you in this situation, you have to be here so that you can spawn your sergeant, your demon sergeant or whatever you call it, so that they can continue this objective. As for me, I'm pretty low. I cannot be here any longer. Rainer can be here. He has a lot of mana and he can use heals as a talent and stuff. And Imperial can be here. But the fact that our Asper then just freaking backed and he just left us all hanging here is why we lost this objective, I think. Alright, so Reina got charged by the Diablo there. Again, I said the Diablo wasn't playing around. This thing wasn't playing around. And Imperials literally got melted by the Fasta attack there and the Lunaras. So yeah, he got really pissed. And he started curse at the Asmodan there. And I told him what he should have done in that situation. Demon Sergeant is actually gonna go the other way because Asmo didn't move his mouse in the right direction when he was spawning it. There you go. He actually spawned it in the right direction. And okay. So meanwhile, there are minions here doing their minion stuff, getting closer to this keep. Somebody's gonna bag that zoo. He backed, and Diablo is gonna get killed because of that. And I backdoored actually. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna go back a couple of seconds and see how that goes. Alright, so it's going on, stuff happening here. Reyna spawn is being super aggressive. Rhaegar drops it to them, slows Diablo. Hold up, where did I come from? Alright, I don't know. Maybe you guys actually saw where I came from. But anyways, I was able to pass in the back there and zone the Tyrande out. And she was stuck right here. And we were able to secure that kill because with my holy ground here, the direction that she was gonna to go in was gonna be diagonal, which was straight into the pit right here, into the mud, which was gonna slow her even further. Apart from the slow that I was giving her with my passive. So at that point, right, I dropped my smite, gave myself some attack speed, and I was attacking her and stuff, and we got a kill. All right. So at this point, we have an advantage. One person died on our side. Two people died on that side. I'm gonna jump into my allies here, give them the shield. Everybody channel stuff. We're just stalling now. And I'm gonna try to zone that faster out. As you guys can see, we can run through the mud. The mud slider is supposed to really slow you. We can run through it. I'm able to get in there, use holy ground to block people from attacking my Rainer who just overstepped. And again, so as a tank, always try to get vision for your allies. Always try to make the map a lot bigger for your allies, like space. Try to make space for your allies. Make the map, make the space bigger for your allies and stuff. And yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. I use Elduran to check to see if somebody's gonna come to this to this camp. Nobody came, and we are able to do this camp. I'm gonna back out though. I need to be alive. And Rhaegar stayed. I try to protect him and stuff. I try to block them, but the Fasta just flew behind me and just finished him up, and I couldn't do anything about it. Lunara finished him up and stuff. Anyways, we were able to rush in on this zoo here. I pop synced. This Imperial would have taken a lot of damage if I hadn't pop synced there. Lunara was really melting him, and that ultimate coming out from the zoo too was doing a lot more work on him. And I'm using smite here to increase that movement speed, give them some shield which got melted by the Fasta there. At this point, I think the Fasta is really decked out. Like look at that, you have 161 storm gathering thingy, right? It increases by point 0.5 and also reform mana. So this dude here is chunking a lot of our hit point with his attacks. And so we have to back out and stuff. But I get my ally some shield here. A stun combo to the ass, but then I'm telling Imperial to back out. He didn't back out though. He should have just hit this thing a little bit, get that extra movement speed and get out. But he stayed and he died. I'm gonna go into the brush here and just back down. Meanwhile, there's a camp down here still pushing. And this general is really strong at this point in the match. Got stunned, he's still going in though. He said you can't stop me. And he's gonna go down. Minions here are here with their musket and they are doing some damage. But Diablo says no, not in my house. It's gonna take them out. Faster here is pushing too far. And I'm just gonna teach him who's boss and just make him back out a little bit. My allies are telling me, hey man, people are about to come at you. And because I wanted to win, I just leave. Just because I'm a lot tankier than the faster doesn't mean that I should stay in there and fight him for long, right? You can see there a lot with like Butcher player. This is why I don't like having Butcher on my team because a lot of people who plays Butcher feel like once that hit point is higher than somebody else or that quest, they have that quest done or something, they can stay and fight anybody. All right, that's how a lot of Butcher think, but that's not how the game is supposed to be played. So we're gonna be able to secure this boss down here. We're gonna Herf. Rhaegar doesn't know what's going on, and then he start Herfing. Gonna try to chunk this boss down. One tip here is that this boss you don't have to kill him like entirely. Um, so you can do some damage to him, but you can also leave him like if you have an objective, you can always leave him like maybe like around this hit point, like this chunk right here. You can leave him once he hit that because he's not gonna go any further. Because the turret and the fort will also be doing damage to him. So yeah, if you are in a rough situation where you really have to leave, you should always like keep in mind that you don't have to kill this boss all the way and stuff like that. So we do a little bit of damage here. There are minions coming here, so I'm gonna to push them away. And at this point, we can leave the boss now, pretty much. I mean, it doesn't seem like much to leave the boss when you got that hit point, but it's a macro decision that can just speed things up a little bit, right? So the amount of time that you would take to like mount up and start moving and all that stuff, right? That kind of like allocates some time for you to be able to do stuff like that. Oh, I gotta use my mouse. All right, so here we are. We've arrived. They have cleared the bus, and we've also cleared our bus. And front gate is done. The towers are also gone. And we're gonna do our camp here because our camp spawn. They are just being stalled, and yeah, we're gonna get our camp here. So another thing on Atara Pass is always to get a camp when you can during objective or before objectives and stuff. Um, if you are able to stall them, right? Because your camps will always be pushing. They are pretty much like a Sherman camp in Battlefield of Eternity and stuff. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna give my allies some shield here. Give them some smite. I missed though, and I'm gonna zone the enemies out here. Dang, this Lunara is doing so much damage. I had to pop in synced. I was trying to save my sync though. I had to pop it in, and I'm pretty low here. I'm about to die. And after I die, oh, another cool thing about Tyrael, guys. Tyrael is like one of those characters from like League of Legends that they do more damage when they are dead. I forgot the character name, but anyways, Tyrael here, even though he died, he's such a Chad that even he's still useful even though he's dead, right? He's such a Chad, bro. All right, so um, these two people are pretty low on hit point, and they are like pretty much like DPSs in a sense. So I'm about to leave Diablo. Man, I hate talking. I'm actually about to fall asleep talking to you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna dive into these guys here, and I took a huge chunk of a hit point. I tried to get my allies to attack that spot, but the Asmodee hesitated, so he wasn't able to kill the Lunara. And I was like, Lunara's there with one hit point, guys. All right, so I mean, in this case here, guys, like I sacrifice my life for my allies so that they can live. They can live, right? I don't know. I could have played it better, but there was an ult coming in from the Diablo. This spot was really, really tiny. I felt like a lot of people were going to get caught in that stun. So I had to just go in there and just try to keep Lunara and the Tarande and stuff busy. I'm telling Asmodean to back out because we need him to survive so that we can win the match and stuff. With the cooldown being like 50 seconds in a sense for you to respawn, it's really important that we keep our DPS and our specialists and all that stuff alive. Fasta here is doing the right thing. He started the bus. I mean, started the objective, and Rainer's gonna try to like take him out of here. Our guardians are gonna protect this prison camp, and I'm gonna try to get some vision here. I'm pinging this Asmo because he's overstepping. He's doing too much, and yeah. So I'm waiting for my allies to finish this camp, and in the meantime, I'm just trying to secure vision for my team, and I'm pretending like that somebody is here, right? Even though like I'm pretty much like the only person here, and me being here doing all this random stuff, they feel like if they come in here, there's gonna be a trap or something, but there's nobody here. So it's all that mind game, guys. It's all about mind game when you're playing tier. So I'm gonna block the Diablo in there, give myself some movement speed. I was hoping that somebody would come here to like chase the Diablo out, but nobody came, so I used it myself. As for the chunky these guys out, again, you don't have to be far off front to do any of that. And yeah, I told my allies to clear the mid wave, and that's where I went. They should have taken that advantage to push in, but they didn't. Again, Diablo ran into my allies, so I ran into the enemies. Raynor was really really close to being dead. Jesus Christ! Now I see why people take Rhaegar, even though he got nerfed. Right? Look at that, bro. Like that Raynor was pretty much dead. Like he was a gunner. Like even if he ran back and like and drank from the fountain, he still would have died. Because Lunara and Zul, like they already poisoned him like so badly that he had like this entire place right here. Look at this. This is definitely hell, bro. Like look all around him, bro. Like so much damage, so much poison, like nasty damage coming onto him here. So that ultimate, bro, like it really really saved this guy life. Like I don't know. It would have been an overkill. Like his death would have been an overkill. That's how much damage they actually did to him. So yeah. So Rhaegar is able to save the Rainer there, and I use Holy Ground to like shove him back a little bit so that he can go back. And he lived, so he continued to attack. Imperial is gonna come in here trying to CC the Diablo. And look at that, man. Like, even though Reynard died, we were still able to get a kill on the Diablo there. And now that our Reynard is dead, our next is our next target to support is the Imperial. So I'm gonna try to help my allies here. Imperial push a little bit too far, secure that kill though, but he's too far up front, and I don't know if I can save him. Yes, I can. And with the Rhaegar too, we're able to secure that kill, give some movement speed, and chase down the Zoo there. I don't know, yeah, the Zoo, and finish him up. This is solo queue again, guys. So this guy don't know what was going on, but we had a rush core at this point, and I pinged him, and I told him come core, and now we're doing core. Anyways, at this point, when you use your ability, you get extra attack speed, and so I'm using my ability. I'm using all my mana pretty much, and it doesn't matter because we're about to end the match anyways. So that's it. 30 minutes of hard work, 30 minutes of split second decision making, 30 minutes of utility from the Rhaegar and the Imperial there, and for myself. This match was a really long match, 31 minutes. I haven't actually had a match like this long in a long time. The longest match I've had was like almost an hour. So, and that was like against an arbiter, and that was a long time ago, right? So, yeah, the fact that they don't have an arbiter and they were able to keep this match going for 30 minutes straight, um, props to them, honestly. Uh, yeah, so guys, this year was a really tough match for myself because I was working with random guys. This isn't like a professional scene, pre-made whatsoever. So now that we've reviewed the video, now we can talk about the build. This build here is not the it's not static, right? I'm gonna pinpoint the talents that you need to have on Imperial. This level one talent here is a must-have, and I feel like the Holy Ground is a must-have. Whatever else you do with the other guys, it's up to you, honestly. There's a smite build where like if you hit a lot of enemies with smite, you increase your attack speed and stuff, and you increase the damage of the next smite and stuff like that. And you can go smite build and stuff like that, but I used this build because we were going against a Diablo, and I just didn't want Diablo like running into my allies and running them down. And also they had a zoo and stuff. And if I can like put I can put El Duran between Diablo and my ally, and like just jump there. I can like split them up in a sense and stop Zul, for example, from smacking my allies and stuff like that. So Holy Ground has a lot of usage. Um, yeah. So we have Justice for All. We have Bound by Law, something like that, slows people. And then we have this talent, this level talent really works with A. Really buffs them. I feel like this is like a must have for our Imperial tank, but you can pick whatever you want to have. Um, I just use this like almost all the time. I use this, so yeah, it is what it is. Like if you pair that with like a Grammy and a Grammy went quest build and he stacked up all his quests and you use this with the Grammy, bro, like you guys will be destroying people. Like if you use this and instead of sanctification you use the other alt, like you guys will be one shotting people like left and right. It will be like it will be crazy. Um, anyways, like Saint is pretty good. Again, I never used to use Saint for a long time until like one day, like we were doing a Morales, we're doing a troll comp with Morales, like back in the days, and we would just use Morales ultimate in Black High Bay or some, what's it, Black High Bay? Uh, it was the map where like I don't play quick match anymore. So I don't know the quick matches maps anymore. But I think it was Black Hat Bay. I think that's the map where like you can. It is the map where you can bribe the pirate and the pirate can like shoot catapults onto the other people. And that's where we were, right? So we did a troll comp with like Marley, Stereo, and Sylvanas. Basically, we just clear one lane and like feed some coins and stuff to the pirate so that he can like just destroy some stuff to like stop making the core invulnerable and stuff. And we'll just teleport towards the core and just start damaging it and just do so much damage to it with the Marley's ultimate to teleport us there, take us there, transport us there and stuff. And then that's when I started using Synced because like you kind of need Sync like after Marlies have used all her stuff and stuff, and you guys are damaging the core, and the enemy kind of like respawn. I mean, they harf back. You kind of need sync to like keep your allies alive in that situation. So yeah, that was one situation where I really like saw the usefulness of sanctification, and then I started using it after that. And I don't think I'm going back to judgment unless I'm in a situation where I really feel like I can use it without like where the trade off is like pretty decent in judgment. I don't know, in judgment's favor. I don't know, like in the other alt's favor. I don't know the alt me or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Next thing here is holy ground. I already explained holy ground. Like you can zone people out and all that stuff. You can do a lot more with this. Like you can use the structure to your advantage and like just wall people out. You can steal camp with this as well. Um, I don't know. Like holy ground is just really good all around talent. Um, Again, like if you guys want to see people stealing ultimate, I mean stealing bosses, I think there's like a YouTube video compilation of like Tyraels and like random people stealing bosses and stuff. Like um, I think you can just Google it. Like Tyrael can do some weird stuff. Fastas can also do that. Chen can also do that. And Medivh and all that stuff. Anyways, next thing here is had I say herodic or something like that. Reforging. Um, this year is I took it because I have holy ground, and what this does is that as you attack, you reduce the cooldown of your sanctification. I mean, of your Eldurin, your sword, which means you can toss your sword like almost anywhere, anytime, and then you can teleport there, and then basic attack a couple of times, and then you are ready again to use your sword, for another zoning and stuff. And so when I picked this, I decided to pick this as well, just to help me to these like all of these talents in a sense they all work together, right? That's how to build your character. Like if you're building your character, you want to make sure that like at least 2 to 3 talents are like just working together in a sense. So these 3 talents here, they all work together, and then you can add a smite as well to it, but I won't be using smite for myself. I'll be using smite usually for Rainer. So me myself having that extra 50% attack speed, allowing myself to use these as well, which will also keep me back at my 50% attack speed if I ran out of that passive buff and stuff. Um, it just all works together. So this is the basic build that I have here. You can always change it however way you want, but I feel like this is a must-have, and Holy Ground is a must-have, and that's all there is to it. So thanks for watching. This here was a guide video from a guy who been around the block for a long time. Um, and I hope people actually watch this. I bet it's gonna be like 3 people watch my guide video for Hero of the Storm, and that's it. All right. Anyways,